welcome to Nagasaki Airport. This is looking out the window. You can see, to get to the airport, you have to cross this bridge. It's really scenic. I came here from the rental car truck. Check this out. This is what it looks like coming across to get to the airport. It's really scenic. And as we're driving, it's kind of a long way. An airplane to the right started to land. And I think the timing couldn't have been even any better than this. Look how slow it's coming in. It's really, you don't see this kind of stuff in Tokyo. Well, you can see it from the observation deck, but that was just really cool because it's literally on the bay here. It's wide open, so you get these really beautiful views like that. That's just so cool. The driver was telling me only in Nagasaki. I was like, yeah, that's awesome. But I thought I would, in this episode, I would take you around Nagasaki. I think I've been here before and done a live stream, but I wanted to show you some of the food. You can get everything inside the airport that you probably could in the city, and it's all in one spot. And I'm gonna start off with this one. This is actually one of my favorite snacks in Nagasaki. Do you guys know what this is? It's from a place called Iwasaki Hompo. They have all sorts of these. These are called kakuni. You can buy these. Hey, I see Ponkotsu Ben is here. You can buy these and send them home as frozen, at least domestically. This is the otoro, which is a really big piece of like soft pork in there with a steamed dumpling. There's a cheese one. Here's a normal one. It's like $3 for each one. They have burgers and gyoza. Again, they're all frozen here, but you can get a couple of them that have been steamed, and that's what I have right now. How you doing, everybody? I see Ramsey Salad is here for a drink. Thank you, Ramsey's, and buy a box of kakuri to take back. Well, I think I will. I'm gonna have to send it back. I'm gonna send it back because I'm flying Jetstar, and you can only have a certain amount of weight, as in check-in luggage or carry-on luggage. So it's kind of crazy here. Well, let's try this. There's no reason to prolong this. I'm gonna show you what it looks like here. It's really good street food. It's I guess it's pork belly. It's so soft in there. A piece of pork with the steamed dumplings. You see, it's got kind of like a mochi consistency to it. Oh my goodness. They're so good. Look at the juices coming out of this. Wow, and the bread, the consistency of it, you know, steamed bread is so nice. I don't know how healthy it is too, but it certainly tastes good. They have a couple of restaurants in here. They also have a Starbucks. Well, I'll take you around in a second here. Let me show you where it is on the map. You can see there's a Tokyo and Osaka, the crowded west side of east side of Tokyo, east side of Japan, and then Nagasaki and Kyushu down in the southeast, sorry, southwest. The airport's in the bay there, Omura Bay. There are some international flights that come in here. So I will take you to this observation deck. It's about a 40-minute drive into the city. And I've just eaten that all. Let's go. Let's have a quick look through here. I'll show you the gift shops here. I have one more thing I can eat. But in Nagasaki, the castella is very famous. And this shop is one of my favorites here. This is, I think this is Izumi. And they have this one. which is so good. This one has chocolate and sugar on it, and you can see a little bit of it is put into the cake. It's so good, but you have to keep this cooled or else it will melt. I might pick up one of these too. Take this. I guess I could take it back to America. And a lot of other confections here, but the castella, the cake, European kind of cake. I guess it's Portuguese in a way, maybe. That's the history of it. Castella is very, very famous. There's another Castella cookies. Here's where I got the kakuni. There's an Iwasaki store here. Actually, you can get it. You can get these kakuni manju sandwiches here, and they come in frozen. You can get them to microwave. They're so good. You can get some booze. They do have a massage chair room. I think that's pretty funny. Hold on a second. So there's a children's play area, which is great. Check this out. This is awesome. There's nobody in it here, but there's a massage chair room with like these pods. That's pretty cool. Very futuristic. 300 yen for 10 minutes. That's not too bad. I could go for a massage right now, but do you really want me to sit there and watch me for 10 minutes? No. I can get one when I get home. I think they must have something like that in Haneda. So a lot of Japanese, what they do is they'll buy a ton of stuff. You can get a basket, buy it, and across the way here, I'm gonna cut through this shop. You can send him at the Takubin right there. You see the Kuroneko, the black cat right there on the left side. So you bring it right here and you give them the address and then they'll send it to you. And this is Japan cut up into areas, and the prices depends on how far you're sending it. So to Tokyo, the size of the box, not so much the weight, but the size of the box. So a 60 box, which is pretty normal, is about $10, less than $10 to send a box, which is a fairly large box. There's also a very deep connection with Christianity in Nagasaki, and it's reflected in some of the gifts that you'll see here, the castella cakes as well as the cookies and things like that. Patrick's here. Patrick's got to stay for Thailand. Thank you, Patrick. It's great to see you, buddy. Oh, these are really good too, these cakes here. They have like some cream in the middle of them, but like a bomb cake. That might be good for the daimyo supporters. These look like stained glass windows. Holland, because of the Dutch history in Nagasaki. They allowed the Dutch to stay because they were the ones that didn't try to convert all the Japanese into Christianity. They just wanted to do business smart. Here's matcha flavored ones. But these castella cakes are very famous in Nagasaki. The security check is so easy in the domestic airports, the regional airports. And you can bring water in. You don't have to throw out your water. They have a machine that will test it. It's just for domestic flights. Internationally, you have to follow by all of the rules, so they default to what the US does. You also find this ceramics from Arita Yaki. Arita is in Saga Prefecture, and you'll find a lot of really beautiful ones here. We can get at the airport. Oh, check it out. They have the kakuni up there. Look, there's the billboard for the kakuni. I'm addicted. I have an ANA credit card, so you can get extra points if you buy it from here. It's kind of an incentive at the ANA Festa stores. They usually don't have as good of a selection though, but you can see they've added in like these stained glass windows for their store. Here's the Starbucks. Do they have a Nagasaki mug? I'm sure that they do. Oh, they do. They have Okinawa, Fukuoka, Oita, and here's the Nagasaki one. What? Oh, you can see the Castella cake in there. The champon, the special food. Interesting. And let's go up to the, oh, they got like Nagasaki only drinks. They have a Nagasaki Frappuccino. What? All right, let's go up to the observation deck. Go check that out here. Patrick writes in here, oh yeah, about the daimyo gifts. If I ever travel to Japan, let me know if you want me to take care of gifts or deliver them to daimyo EU members. Wow, okay. There's a smoking room here, so if you want to smoke, you can't smoke in the airport, of course, but you can go in the smoking room. In fact, I guess if you forget your cigarettes, you could just go in there and smoke other people's. I don't know how it works. We're gonna go upstairs now to the observation deck and see if we can catch any airplanes. Not a lot of them will be coming in, so it's not as easy to catch the airplanes, I guess. Up on the 3rd floor. Oh, it's hot. Whew. Yesterday's dinner. Do you guys know what this dish is right here? It's called turko rice. Right, here you go. Hold on. Turko rice. Turkish rice, I guess. I don't know why. I'm gonna show you some video of it in a second, but it's a speciality of Nagasaki. Wow, old airplane tires. It's pretty cool. All right, let's get out there. Boom, you can feel the heat. There's the bell. The bell is very famous. There's one in the Peace Park as well, where very close to the Hypo Center, where the atomic bomb detonated back in 1945. And they ring it during the memorial service on the 9th of August every year. There are some flights. I don't see my Jetstar. We might see that landing pretty soon. There's a couple of ANA flights. This is a big one. And here's Skymark, which is another sort of budget carrier. I guess there are tiers of budget. This one is in the middle. Skymark, what I like about Skymark is that they leave from Haneda Airport, which is so much more convenient than Narita, but they'll be boarding real soon. It is freaking hot up here. I'm melting already. Oh, check this out, look. This is awesome. Leo would love to play here. Not only do you get to see the airplanes and there's Omura Bay in Nagasaki here. This ANA flight, which isn't the best. But you got this green play area, which is awesome. And I remember when we flew in here, that's big Nagasaki sign lets you know exactly where you are. That's a pretty cool observation deck, and you can see there's just us. Oh, here comes a lady. All right, I bought one more thing here. I wanted to eat this with you guys. This is a castella cake from Izumi, that shop. It's, I think it was about $1.50 for this one. I think that's matcha. Yeah, matcha's in there. So let's open this up and have ourselves a little bit of a snack. I did say there's some food today, so we can eat something before we get onto the plane. I'll probably go get myself a coffee. Thanks, guys, for this. Thanks, Patrick and Ben, for the super chats, and Ramsey Silent, and you guys taking care of me here. This is a really hard topic for me to do because it's, wow. Okay. I like it. It's like two-tiered here. Oh, it's omame. It's got like the anko, the red beans in the bottom of it. And a castella cake. They've gotten very creative. All right, this is gonna be good. Yeah, Nagasaki. Oh, here comes my Jetstar flight. This is it. Oh, shoot. That's the flight I'll be taking out. It's gonna deboard and then start to board me. So that's just came from Tokyo. That's my flight. The good news is that it works. I'll be taking that airplane back. It makes a run and it drops people off and then picks people up and takes it back to Tokyo. So I hope the airplane can cool off. It's not as bad as it was yesterday with the humidity. But it's freaking hot. Patrick, you didn't see the live stream yesterday? It's freaking hot here. All right, itadakimasu, part 2. Matcha. What I love about this cake is it's just so moist. Make sure you take off that paper that's hanging on there. Don't eat the paper. I've done that. Wow. I've done that before. I've eaten the paper. This is good. All right, I gotta get some to take back to the US. That has successfully filled me up. It's a good lunch. Bag of pork rinds right in here. Paper is added fiber. That is so true. Be careful with aluminum foil though. You don't want to eat that. I'm guessing they put the bell here for us to ring it. Can we? I'm so embarrassed. The lady over there is looking at me with a big smile. So I rang that bell, one for me and one for you. All right, they're gonna board, so I'm gonna have to check in a minute here because I don't want to miss my flight, but looks like it's on time, the Jetstar right there. If you're looking at the flight aware, you could probably track the flight now. Now that you know I'm getting on the Jetstar to Narita, from Nagasaki to Narita. You have to sit on the left side, you'll see Mount Fuji. Going back to Narita and coming from Narita, left side to Nagasaki. Because it goes on both, it always stays to the left of Mount Fuji. You know how I know? Because I saw Mount Fuji when I was coming in. You get pretty close. I might actually go right over Mount Fuji. There's the summit. The north side, no clouds. Toby's making Patrick sleep. Good night, Patrick. Thanks, buddy. There it is. There's my flight. Thanks, Patrick. I get to talk to Patrick on Discord anyways. I'll see you on Discord, buddy. Look at this. They put a place where you can put your cell phone here so you can take pictures ringing the bell. That's nice. You know, that horrible event happened on August 9th, 1945. Everybody knows about it, but I really love what Nagasaki has done to take such an awful thing and turn that into a mission of peace. And you see it in the images, in the way the people are. They're just very friendly in Nagasaki. They know where they came from. They had to rebuild their city from nothing 3 generations ago. So you do feel that when you come here. And if you're not sold on Nagasaki, there's 47 prefectures in Japan. Each one has a story. Each one has culture, food. It's really special to visit all 47 prefectures. In fact, that should be a goal if you're coming to Japan, not just Tokyo, but try to go to all 47 of them. And that's when you start to really know the country. When you go to all the different areas, then all the prefectures, then all the cities and the towns in between. I get to do that with this job. But the Nagasaki story it's hard to separate it from its most recent past, same with Hiroshima. But unlike Hiroshima, Nagasaki really doesn't have a lot of tourists except for cruise ships that are coming in. It's usually the cruise ships bring in a ton of people. The museum is quite full for like 2 hours, and then it's like crickets. It's so quiet in there. If you go to the Peace Museum in Hiroshima, there's like a 2 or 3 hour line, and you have to make online reservations. It's kind of stressful. It's a great museum. You got to go. Hiroshima's worth going to. But don't equate what happened in Hiroshima with what happened in Nagasaki. They're different kinds of atomic bombs. They're different histories. There's some similarities, but there's a lot of differences too. So it's worth coming to both places to see the history of it. Hiroshima, the first place. Nagasaki, the last place atomic weapons were used in war. So I think for Nagasaki, there's more responsibility for peace because they want to keep that title as the last place that atomic weapons were used. So it's a good mission. I got to get out of here. I'm sweating like crazy. Let's go back inside. Look at it. Only in Japan. You can use a landing umbrella on the observation deck. Please return it. There's an office, so if you want to do some work here, you can come a couple of hours before and you can get some work done inside the airport. 30 minutes for 300 yen. Holy macaroni. And you probably get a drink in there too. That's really cheap. 30 minutes for 300 yen for a space to work. Did the Concorde flew in here. What? 1990 Concorde flew into Nagasaki. That's pretty freaking awesome. The Pokemon plane from Skymark. That's pretty awesome. And all the airlines that have flown in here, they bring it in, and there's mine. There's the Jetstar. I'll be flying back here. That's kind of cool. All right, I'll take you back downstairs, and then I'm gonna get onto my flight. I don't want to miss it. I sometimes will. I cut things close. Patrick, stay the heck away from crows, okay? They're smarter than all of us, and you know what they call a pack of crows. So, if that's not a reason enough to stay away, I don't know what is. This is departures, and that's arrivals. And there's not really that much to see outside, but it is beautiful, Omura Bay. The rent-a-cars are all across the bay. And we're back. All right, I'll be back in Tokyo in a couple of hours, and tomorrow back to live streams in Tokyo for a little bit. I might go up to Yamagata, I'm not sure. The heat wave is so bad that the cherry harvest has been partially ruined. The Yamagata cherries that I was gonna go film. They said that the heat has burned them on the trees and the harvest is kind of poor. So I'm not sure if it's a good idea to go back to Yamagata. I'm doing an episode on the Yamagata cherries. Starbucks always has interesting stuff. I might get an iced coffee for the flight. I'll take you back to where we started. You can walk through the airport a little bit. But I love the regional airports. It's so much more relaxed. There's the Arita Yakimono, the porcelain stuff. I have a friend who's been doing it for 400 years. He's the 15th generation. We have hung out. I hung out with somebody who's a 15th generation Arita Yakimono master. He's a cool guy too. They tell a story as well, the regional airports, you can see. Look at that. There's the festivals, the celebrations, the castle. There's looks like Christianity. They got the cross there. Patrick, you've been way too generous, my friend. I know it's not a lot. At least I can use this so John can read messages. Chat always goes fast. All right, here's the thing. Go get coffee. All right, you got it, Patrick. I'm gonna go get myself a coffee. I'm gonna get onto the airplane. Yeah, it was a really good trip. I think I got all the stuff that I wanted to film. The Shirayama Elementary School, I wanted to go in there and film that because that's such an important stop to see ruins from the atomic bomb, as well as I interviewed a woman at the association's right next to the museum. There's an office space. She showed me her grandmother, and she's continues the mission of the first-hand survivors by telling her grandmother's story. Her grandma's 103 years old. So I spent about 45 minutes with her, and she told me why it's important to continue the message in Nagasaki, the next generation, passing the baton, make sure that people don't forget what happened here. And I think that's a good way to end the episode. And I'm so grateful for the association, the MPO that won the Nobel Prize. I got in touch with them, and they were able to connect me with some survivors, as well as help me out with this one. I wanted to get some of the students at the elementary school, but they don't do YouTube. They won't allow any YouTube filming. So I said, okay, what else do we got? So a really nice woman who was about 35 years old. She's younger than me. She talked about her grandmother and her experience, and I asked her some questions for the legacy part of the episode, which is the end. I think that's an important story. I don't know. It's hard to edit this one. I'll be happy when I release it because it's an important one, but it's heavy stuff, right? It's heavy, but it's very important. There's a lot of people. Look, she's 103 and she was working until just 10 years ago. She was still working in the fields on a farm. Which is crazy. I had a friend who was 106 years old. She was still working on a farm. She didn't do a lot of work, but she was still doing stuff, you know? She was born in the Meiji era. She's since passed, I believe, but I gotta get in touch with her. Tomiko-san. All right, guys, take care. I'm going to catch the flight. Patrick, I really do appreciate it. And Ponkotsu Ben, who lives here, thank you. I hope to catch up with you. I'll be back in Nagasaki again real soon. Until then, back to Tokyo, back to editing. I woke up at 5 in the morning to get the shot so I wouldn't sweat through for the opening scene, so I think I'm okay. But it's freaking hot here. Take care, guys. Leave any questions in the comments below. I'll see you again in Tokyo. Mata ne.